Welcome back, everybody, here to the CSGO Championship Series. I'm Toby1. I have Saticus, the man who actually knows what the hell he's talking about, sitting next to me. And we're doing...
You're doing fine. I was impressed. Oh. Especially because you got thrown a curveball and we saw Cobble first. A map that's not known nearly as well.
What the hey?
There's new call-outs since you were last around. Yeah, no, the whole Skyfall. No, you did good. I was impressed.
I'm just happy we got to create the Preacher Zone.
Yeah, I'm actually... I think I'm going to go with that.
You're going to go with it?
I'm not 100... I think Mo...
Is there actually a real legitimate name for it?
There's usually... I mean, you call it Vent Room. Some people call it Top Barn or Top Shed.
It just looks like a Preacher's Bar.
Yeah.
And not a place where preachers go to drink.
I actually like that just because it's more clever. I think Mo is actually the one, what I was going to say, that coined Skyfall because they scrimmed it on his stream. I'm pretty sure it was Mo that coined that.
Was he like watching James Bond at the time? Or
it was just after, that was still the most recent James Bond. I think that still is the most recent James Bond. That said, Simple was our MVP statistically in the last game. 24 kills using mostly the AWP.
Mm-hmm. I know we were talking about it like in between the maps, and like for me, I don't even want to give an MVP because I feel like the way the map works, the way Cobblestone works, it's such a big team map now. Like you've got to hold the line together. There's not many places where just one person can blitz the entire team.
And that's the thing. I mean, Chris J had
God.
that one round in the backside of the site. There was a few players. I almost could say that the rotations from Blade for FlipSid in the first round, his timing, obviously that's a team play. That's a default setup. But his timing was great, and he got kills when he was required to hold off that A side.
Yep.
But Simple, the big thing that stands out to me there is he had 9 headshots for a 38% headshot score while using the AWP as his primary weapon. So his accuracy so far tonight has been quite outstanding. And if he can continue on with that trend, like I said, I've been told by the manager that Markelov's actually the second operative world edit on this map. But if he's playing like that with it, I mean, why wouldn't you keep him on the gun? It's hard to say. He's had some good performances on Mirage, but it's not one of their top maps. It's actually Inferno and Cobble that are their two standouts. This would be one that they really know that they have issues, and they've been trying to address them. But they're up against a team in Mousesports who aren't exactly at home on it either. They don't hate it per se. They've played it enough. There's no question. But again, I kind of think with the T side, if FlipSid can play as they did, I know I'm changing my early prediction before the first game. I said I thought this map would go to the way of Mouse. If FlipSid can play their T side as well as they did on Cobble, we could see it wrapped up in 2.
That's right. You were going to call it a 2-0 if Mouse is able to take game number 1.
That's right.
But yeah, it doesn't look like that prediction's at least going to be correct. So Crystal Ball is still a little bit dusty here. But well, at least we'll get ourselves into our knife round in just a moment after the players feel even more warm. You think they'd be actually quite heated up after that first map, even though Stone is rather cold.
Yeah, I mean, online play, warm-up's not a factor. It's not like LAN where you see...
Warm-up is, I've just gone to the bathroom, I've just washed my hands, my hands are a little bit cold.
It's not even that. Online play, you're able to jump into a deathmatch easily. You know, when you're playing at a LAN and you're on a stage and you've got to wait for your turn to get to those computers, there's a bit more nerves, there's a bit more jitters. That's when I would say warm-up really matters. Online, if you're not warmed up, regardless if you haven't played a match that day, teamwork maybe. Teamwork might need a bit of, you know, there might be a few little hiccups in the first couple rounds.
Actually getting that communication going.
But if you're not warmed up with your individual skills in an online match, you're just not committed to it. I hate to say it.
Yep. So what you're saying is, for anyone that shits on warm-up, I'm sorry, you should.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, for an online match.
Sorry. That was rude. That was rude.
What was that? I was looking down.
I don't want to repeat it.
Okay, all right. I think I know what you're referring to. Is that 5 or 6?
If it's someone there in the CSGO community, please make a GIF of that. Please just make a GIF of that. I'm sure it's probably been done in other CSGO games, but I'd just like to see a GIF of that. Tweet it to me. We
will go back to Knife as well for this. And again, it's, as many maps are, CT-sided. The meta's kind of been changing. It does have a good rotation point for the CTs through CT spawn. But a lot of teams are playing it more of a 2-1-2 setup with an aggressive cat player. Fnatic, for example, will jump out and actually go for a 3-pick at mid. JW, window, Crim's connector, and flush it on the cat. And what they do is try and get early information and make sure they aren't getting divided onto A. What that actually means is that your rotations are less important. It's your early picks on the T side that make all the difference. And the meta is kind of shifting back if people are executing and getting those early kills to make things more 8-7. Then, I mean, for a while, 11-4 was not out of the realms of possibility on Mirage, but that mid-meta has definitely become a lot more prominent than sort of the 3-1-1 that we'd seen other teams do and try and rely on that vent rotation. And it looks like FlipSide's going to get another knife, so they could start off perfectly here. Leguia's the last one left, and he's fighting for his life. We're going to run back. Does get the first, but that's all he'll possibly hope to get. And so FlipSide, again, starting off CT.
And with another good start, and you're already one map up, welcome to Confidence Central.
Yeah, I mean, if they 8-7 for them would be ideal on a map like this. If they could pick up even 6 or 7, the way they played their T side could be really, really something to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. What?
I just get the numbers the right way around. Just like, so yeah, if they can get 8-7 on defense.
You confused me when you said that. I thought you were going to counterpoint me, which I was looking forward to.
No. Dude, I'm not questioning what you say it is. Like, the only thing I'll ever question would be just positioning on map. And the only reason I question that kind of stuff is because I do actually carry, like, I'm going to say this. And I don't
Were
know
you familiar with this map when it was Strike in 1.6?
Yes.
Okay. I was going to say, because it was around as a previous iteration.
Yeah, but that's not what I was really referring to. It's just my perspective as a fresh set of eyes on this map. But yeah, if people actually don't know, there was a time when I was a competitive player. This was years ago, back when I was young. It was a wonderful story. It lasted for about 5 years, and I was only in the Australian scene, so I could never actually class myself as a professional player.
Down under, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, but I played a lot of like vanilla COD and like S&Ds and that.
Yeah, we had that conversation.
My experience as a competitive player is actually so much more in FPS than it is in Dota.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're alone. I mean, Dota back in the early days of it, sure, it was popular in small circles, but FPS was sort of the pioneer of competitive esports.
Well, Australia was an FPS area. Like, they were never a Dota scene. They were always an FPS group. And there's so many talented people down in Australia. I really wish more of them can be displayed on the world stage. Unfortunately, they just have to move from Australia. Damn the internet lines.
We've got a Ukrainian flag for FlipSide this time.
Yay!
Bye-bye property. Have fun with the new organization.
They do have one Russian. No, there is one Russian in that team.
There is, yep. And that's, of course, World Edit, who is your Russian player for them.
So, pistol round. Let's get it underway as we are rolling underway. And what do we got? So we've got 2 moving from Mousesports over towards the B site. We've got the rest of them coming towards A. And it's a heavy stack for FlipSide to start with, just over on the B.
Yeah, and this is S1 looks like is going to be the cat player. This is more the standard that I've been talking about. The other thing that's been happening a lot more is people playing this underpass position because this gets them a free pass into mid without having to go for picks. And Leguia's going to get the first one on FlipSide, gets a second on World Edit. They should go for this window boost. They set up for it, but they don't bother because A's already been cracked wide open. Gabi's going to go ahead, take down Blade. Easy plant coming in, and 2 men up, Markaloff and Bondik. Large job. Not looking likely for them. No, and they're actually the worst position. Markaloff slightly flashed. First head, second head. Nothing but head coming out from Mousesports there at the end from Nico. That was just, that was perfect. So this was that mid little push up coming through the underpass, and it just split everything. Window down straight after, and as you said, everything crumbled. There was no way for them to hold then. First round to the T's. And that's perfect. Look at them capitalize. We're on a bomb train right now. This is interesting though because they've only gone for 3 guns, 2 of which are AKs. They are going to a B site which isn't heavily inhabited right now. They have to jump out the window. They don't have a clean way out this one. Markalov's able to get the first pick over on Chris J. They've actually got themselves trapped up, trying to breach the B site. Markalov jumps up even further, looking for the third, unable to get the pick off, but still, Nico, he got down towards the broken wall bench. And the last player left is Bondik, who is on a very long flank to come back up. He just got spotted. So Surprise is gone. He'll flash, he'll run, looking for a movement through the van. He'll get flashed himself, but only slightly able to turn the back in time. And where are they? Actually taking the bomb to A. They do not want to actually give Bondik even a semi-chance for this, but Bondik's reading it. He's moving to A himself. He sees one over at the window side, but the planter is over on A, so he has to go up through ladder. And, well, Liga's waiting for him. Around the corner, if he breaks this, he'll reveal himself. But who's going to peek first? Who has the audacity to peek first? Bondik who breaks out the vent. He's got great position for Leguia. He knows he's there, but he's fallen back far enough. Watch out. Nice headshot, so he's got it down to a one-on-one. I thought that might go the other way if Nico came out to support, but Nico smartly now knows that all he has to do is bait out the bomb. He's going to fall back to CT, and Bondik's checking every corner. He's over toward Tetris. Unfortunately, That's the wrong way to guess, so now he's just going to sit back, see if he does peek to check and get maybe just the exit kill, and then he'll run away with the gun.
Nico's got patience. So much patience. The bomb will blow up. Bondic only had really one choice there at the end after he got the first frag, because he took so long to get in there. All he had to do was run in, do a fake, and then go for the defuse. And
saving the gun where it was... they already took a lot of rifles out of the hands of the terrorists on an eco round. Saving the gun is actually just another small victory for them. Sure, it's a one-on-one, but like you said, not a lot of time was left. He didn't have a lot of options, so that's not a bad decision on his part. We do see Chris already going straight for that AWP, though, off the back of that save, but where they had to reinvest so much, they're extremely fragile. So they cannot get eco. They have to be stronger than before, and Gobby's still only got a Tech 9. Bondic finally does drop at A. They're going to smoke that off. The execution's strong, but they still haven't smoked off jungle. They're not executing fully. They're leaving a lot of position open as Chris J finally will take down World Edit. He comes out of Palace, and he'll find one more. Markelov, no help to be had at Ticket Booth, and it's all on Simple, and he will simply stay put with that 5-7.
Even without the smoke. In fact, I think the smoke helped Chris J out there a little bit more, because he could just see absolutely everything. So when they came out from jungle, when they came up towards that staircase on the A site, it was just Simple. Take one, take two, and that was all. Yeah. Simple, hide yourself away. Go make yourself a snack in the kitchen. Obviously not the kitchen, actually. He's got to go towards the other point kitchens on the other side of the bomb site.
Yep.
It's the secondary kitchen. It's the kitchen which isn't so popular. Well, okay, yeah, that was on.
Well, so that's one of the issues, unfortunately, where GoTV is 64 tick and the actual server is 128, so we don't get an accurate display of that shot. But yeah, no, he flicked onto him.
Well, it's a GoTV. We're not using GoTV though.
Yep, we're into a GoTV IP.
Okay, we're on GoTV.
So we are. So we're on 64 tick as opposed to 128. So that's why we
take it all back.
It's okay.
I'm lying to you viewers.
I'm gonna hold you through this. You're gonna be okay.
Hold my hand, Sad.
I'll hold your hair.
There's not really that much of it, and it's only red, so it breaks apart. Markelov, well, that's copying an 8 to the testicles. Down very, very quickly. It's kind of exposed the B site, but they left the bomb so far back, almost up towards mid, that they aren't able just to push in and try and capitalize. But they're hoping one more play from FlipSid. In fact, yeah, you're already seeing the rotation coming out there from Blade. They're bringing the X person over to B, while Mousesports look to try and breach up through mid. And there's only one player there, World Edit, who's holding in that connector.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, you look at, you want to talk about a choke point, you want to talk about something that really dictates what can happen at A. Sure, you've got to hold your main entrances, but if you give up middle and give up that connector, you've now got to watch basically a 45-degree angle or a 90-degree angle, depending on where you're playing that site. And it becomes a lot harder. So Crims is effective for Fnatic. World Edit's going to have to be the guy here, and where they're already a man down and they are collecting up that mid-presence, he's going to have to be so strong. He does find the first, taps in over top of that smoke coming out from underpass, but the others know exactly where he is now, so they'll contest, and Nico's already got him. So it's all left to do, and Nico's going to find Blade, and it's falling apart for the defense.
Yeah, they're running out of holes to hide in, and the last person again left alive is our poor B defender. And he's not going to live for very long unless he can get the quick pick, which he can over on Nico. So at least able to end a little bit of a spree that he was starting to just wind up for. But there's not much point to move over. There is a small hunt going on, as it seems like Gob wants to try and get this kill, but the chance of it is... Okay, he just made sound with a flashbang, but yeah, it's not going to work for him either. End up giving 2 guns to try and catch up to our last little FlipSid player.
Yeah, so Simple will hold on to this. Second time we've had to see him save, and FlipSid need to get rounds now because 4 going for Mousesports is a pretty significant number when you're on, like I said, meta going a lot closer, but you still are on a CT-sided map. And Mouse traditionally, although we do see some very different roster changes for them over the past 2-3 months, traditionally have been more CT-sided in that regard. Simple is back over toward A this time, too, so it's actually going to be Markelov all by himself. They've gone for this heavy stack toward A with just the pistols to work with, and Simple's actually going to go down and peek mid, look for that underpass, but they're all setting up.
They're backing up already.
Yeah, and they're all setting up for an A take outside on the main A entrance, too.
Chris J's making a fair amount of sound with that AWP over on the B side, and actually forced World Edit to move over to the B because they felt like they just needed more pistols there, but the breach is now going to come in from Mousesports. So nades, and everyone's moving back. Simple's going to be the last one to get towards that CT stairs. World Edit, Markelov, everyone. They're dragging everyone off, as now there's your Molly forcing out the CT defender who is just below the platform. And this bomb site is truly Mousesports, unless something goes horribly, horribly wrong. And this is the point where it doesn't go wrong. There's a 1-for-1 trade-off. Still 2 CTs that have to try and breach in at the moment, but it's a 2-on-3 situation with damage on FlipSid players. But they're up on top of the bomb site. Just searching at the back. There goes one, but unable to get the pick off. And already Simple, well, him down, Markelov's the last one left. And they got a perfect, look how far Chris J is. He's got the AWP directly on the site, so there was no way Markelov was ever going to get that. 5-0 in favor of Mousesports. This map is appearing to be very, very quick.
It is, well, so far, but this will come back. This should even out if FlipSid can wake up. Like I said, they are trying this double op setup. They're going to go to it right now. It's going to be Simple, so they aren't going to go with Markelov as I was told that they were going to. And World Edit will hold on to it for them as well. And now we'll see if they can get something going. And it's Simple that's actually going to head toward Cat, so they're going to have both of those ops, mid and B side. Obviously, World Edit can quickly rotate into jungle, and this Cat player then controls middle, so you get 3 at A quite quickly based on that rotation. But it's an interesting setup. World's going to actually change his angle, head toward that connector now as well. And as we can see, there's a stack on the corner that's peeking in that direction for him if he gets a little bit too comfortable or pushes out too far, which he's about to do. Chris J would be there, but Chris J, what is with your timing, man? That is the second time tonight we've seen you look away at the wrong time, and World Edit gets the shot. Simple's also in on one, so those double ops, and there's your mid-presence. Nico's going to even it all back up, though, as he comes up from down below. What a triple kill from him. Simple to drop. 4. Make it 4. Bondic now. Markelov all to do, and how has Nico possibly turned this round back the other way? He is only 6 HP, so Markelov quickly collects him, but that is an unbelievable round for him. And Mousesports might have just got themselves 6 on the back of that.
That they might have. Markelov, what can he do now? He's up against 2 players. The bomb's down the side. He at least knows where they are, so he's not even going to guess this time around. One to the right, one to the left. The molly is at least going to stop him from coming up on the set, so he can't just easily breach through on towards the set, so he's trying to bang through the box, or at least around the sides of it. And, well, eventually he will be brought down by Tabson. So Mousesports hold their advantage. Some really brilliant play there by Nico. As we watch it again, he's just able to breach up. I really thought once that AWP hit came up the mid that there was nothing more. But just coming through that underpass, he found the opening.
It was a good read from him, too, because he knows there's 2 ops that have now exposed themselves to middle. Up close, he has the advantage. There can't possibly be someone dedicated to watching the underpass now as well. Unless, for some absolutely stupid reason, they've got someone else in the connector, too. But that was a great read, and he gets the kills on it. New to the roster, fully announced today that he took over from Troubley, and he's making an impact so far. Markelov, though, does respond with the trade kill. We go to 4-on-4, but Nico's going to find the advantage yet again.
Yeah, once Markelov's that last one left over on the B side, it's only a matter of time. And he revealed his position when you got the entire team from Mousesports there. He's just getting sandwiched. So FlipSid, they do have 2 Famous, but all they can really look for is exit frags, and Mousesports kind of know this. That's why they're already moving out, looking for these pickoffs anywhere across the map. One's in mid, and that's going to be already Nico again. He has just dominated that mid section in the last 2 rounds.
So Bondic's going to hold on to only a FAMAS back towards CT.
He's holding into the skin. That's where the real money is.
That's so pretty. Stat track, too. Ooh, fancy.
Ugh.
Unfortunately, well, he might get 1 to add to the stat track. I thought he wasn't going to get much more. He actually could get 2.
And 2 after the bomb.
And that's...
Oh, he missed the AWP. He was just an inch away from picking up that AWP.
He did miss the AWP. The good news is, though, where they're down 7-0. Very rare I say that on a CT side Mirage, that's for sure. But the good news is they are still knocking some guns out of the hands of the terrorists. It's kind of split up money-wise. They could still easily buy, and Nico and Legia might have close to 9K. 9K for one, 8-6 for the other. The others are not that heavy or far ahead. So 1 round of forcing a buyout, 1 round to buy, 1 round to force. They could break them in 2 rounds here, but the problem is the money bonus will go away for them. They've got to put it together now. FlipSid, Nico, there he is again.
Again. They have to find something to stop him. Now Markelov tries to throw out a quick smoke. That's already too late. Chris J just runs through with that Tech 9 out. Didn't need the AK for that position. And Nico again, another pick off in the mid. Blade this time to drop. And they're looking for some kind of revenge, and Nico finally put down.
I didn't think anyone could have predicted Nico. Just to give an idea, Legia's finally going to get Simple, but just to give you an idea of the score, if we just, once this round expires, bring up the scoreboard, he's sitting on 18 kills right now. The next best in the entire server is almost 4 times less at 5. That's insane performance from Nico right now. This is Kenny S style, if not more.
You want your MVP? I think it's pretty easy for this first T round.
He could go quiet for the next 6 rounds, and I wouldn't call him out for it. He's done more than enough for his team, and FlipSid definitely did not expect this. No one's really seen Nico in this roster a whole lot yet. He's only played 2 or 3 matches with them. Good pickup. Maybe this is exactly what Mousesports need to revitalize what's been an absolute decline for them.
Well, it's causing some problems for FlipSid in this second map now. Remember who was holding the 1 map advantage. That's still the way of FlipSid. And now Mousesports again. Is there a heavier commitment coming in towards mid? Yeah, look, they've actually got 2 people in connector. Both Blade as well as World Edit came into that connector for a moment. But again, Nico, he's coming up through underpass. He spammed through the smoke last time, trying to pick up World Edit. This time he's looking towards the window and having that battle with Blade. He's not able to come out on top just yet, but he hasn't taken any damage.
He is, though.
Chris J.
Nico just stood there and was like, all right, come on, you got to fight me, and I'm the guy that's on fire right now. You're not going to take that fight. And he didn't even bother to budge back down the ramp. We do get a trade kill, though. Tabson finally gives his team the advantage, takes down Blade. So again, the terrorists are absolutely wiping up right now. FlipSid, nothing able to go for them whatsoever, and Nico's going to get 1 more.
Like, be it from mid or be it from range. It doesn't really matter. I thought for a moment that FlipSid was going to be able to exploit the fact that Mousesports was going to exploit the fact that FlipSid had just been crumbling in the mid, so they pushed so many players up and towards mid, and FlipSid was holding the line at the start when they couldn't get that initial kill on Nico, but now they didn't want to peek after that point, and all we could really see right now from Simple is defend, but he's got 1 behind him. Nico put down, so it's an AWP and an AK up against Simple, and he just backs up as far as possible. There are more coming over towards him, as you're seeing there in our second window. Coming in from Kitchen. Simple, he's getting flanked. 1 behind him as well. He's locked in a position. He's going to hide inside the smoke. He doesn't have long to hide. Look to your left. Look to your left. But Chris J will come up, actually saving his teammate. That would have been a point-blank range AWP shot.
Oh, Mouse look better on this map than I've seen them look in a long time, and it's all in the back of Nico.
Look at him line up for tabs in the mid that time around.
Oh, I mean, this is just confidence building for them, and I guess my early prediction was right because 9-0. This is, yes, okay, FlipSid have a phenomenal T-side half on this map. I don't know if it's possible to recover from something quite like this, especially if they lose the next pistol.
This is the curb stomping. That's what this is right now. With mass pistols, they're trying to stay up. Bondic, and she's going really aggressive into the ramp room. Takes out 1, looking for the second, pulls out the knife, but unable to swing to get the ding. And that's now a 3-on-4 as the rest of Mouse were able to breach in through the mid. And Gob controls the CT ramp. Looking to pick up the remaining players. And one's at window, one's at connector. But what are you really going to do? You got a CZ auto as well as just an all pistol? Yeah.
No, I mean, this is desperate at this point. Yeah, they have enough money bonus, but, I mean, they can't even full buy. Money bonus won't allow for that. You can't really get grenades out with it. Chris J's looking to get this shot. Simple's just hoping for a consolation prize.
Yeah, well, in consolation prize like this, all you can really hope to get is the Counter-Strike board game, which you can play later on to remember your wonderful time on the show.
Yeah, well, that's hopefully not going to happen to them on Nuke because it will be a wonderful time on
it looks like we're going to Nuke.
PGL
hey,
because
I get my wish. We get to cast a Nuke game.
That's true.
That's what I was hoping for.
We didn't talk about
we didn't get my 3 though. We didn't get my
streaks. Yeah, you want to talk about CT side and T-sided streaks though. I mean,
that'll be a good.
If both these teams are so heavily T-sided, we could see an absolutely strange Nuke scoreline. But again, they go to the double up, Simple and World Edit, and again it's Simple on Catwalk. It worked for them. Actually, the closest round they had to winning was when they had the double op and they managed to pick off mid. Like he is already going to take down Bondic. That was when Nico first came off the chains and had that huge 4 kill. That was just salt in the wounds, absolute insult to injury. I mean, look at what that could have done. That could have changed the complexity of the game as Blade gets tagged down to 15 through the smokes. So, again, early pick and early HP advantage for Mousesports.
Surprised he actually went for the look too after throwing out the molly. That's just going to hold him back anyway. Markelov, he's got a lot of people coming at him. 3 players. Chris J's the first one to come in there and take him out. As Chris J now also looking down just towards that short B. Down through Catwalk. And as Simple who's the one with the AWP. All he wants is just one quick pick. Someone to come towards the broken bench. But no one's there just yet. As the rest of FlipSid, they come out. There's your first pick. Tabson to be the first one to drop. World Edit. In nice and close. A 3-on-3, but League, he missed the first hit! Simple turns around the 180 flick shot. Able to get the pick, but the rest of Mouse is there to wrap it up, make sure it's 11-0, and still FlipSid. They're on a duck. They haven't got themselves on the board.
And Simple, hats off to him, is playing quite well from that cap position. He's got 10 kills. He's the second best in the server.
Unfortunately, the rest of his team can't get anything. It's like they can't hold the A side in close either, and they can't hold the mid window.
Nothing's working, and they're losing the early picks. Like I said, that only round they got them, Nico turned it around with some miracle performance, absolute mastery, which we saw from him. But aside from that, they haven't found anything early on, and Bondik's getting aggressive in this smoke, so they're getting desperate here. He's going to flash himself in. Oh, they pass each other, and as he goes in, he actually gets taken down. Meanwhile, though, it's all coming unglued. Nico's going to find another. He's already on to 2 this round, and Legia's already found Blade, so it falls apart one more time for the CT side as Nico gets
They've just got no money. They got no money, and I don't think they're actually going to hope for the CT side at the moment. They've just been schooled in every single way. The only thing Markelov is hoping for right now is a quick pickoff, but no one's going to oblige him.
And he's only got a CZ and no armor.
Maybe they will.
Aim punch will go against him. He's not up close with that gun. There's no reason they need to pick him. There's no reason they need to take this gun out of his hands, but there's no reason Markelov needs to save either. So we'll see. Likely an exchange once the bomb does
for that one. He's going to find one. He's going to find one. Opens himself up to the other side. They're actually coming back onto the side, but they get the kill in time, so they shouldn't explode. But 12-0. Yeah, just in the nick of time. Mousesports look unstoppable, but FlipSid is buy time. We're looking at double AWP and 3M4. So we'll see if this time around they can hold the mid.
And I'm just trying to think
actually, Nico's coming in
proactively on how you can possibly change this up, because, I mean, this is your standard default, 1 cat, 1 mid, and then allow that rotation, let your cat player take over mid control to get 3 to A, but they've just been dying before all that happens. They're losing the pick battle. And again, they're getting aggressive because S1's up on the corner. The T's are split right now. Mouse has the bomb in the hands of Taps, and Nico and Legia are over there to support him. Chris J and Gob are putting pressure on Makalov over at B, and
well, Markelov, I think, actually wants to try and come up and fight him. Like, he's flashing up, so Gob has to slow down for the moment. But Nico, he's been the man at the moment, trying to breach through. But in comes Gob, and they do bring down Markelov. Seeing in as well behind now. What's Simple even meant to do? He's being put on pressure from both sides as now the breach happens over on A. So they're trying to get towards the site. Blaze doing some nice work as they are able to stall up this push from Mousesports, putting it in a 3-3 position. And Water is just waiting for them to come in even closer.
Look at Chris J. Chris J is coming around from T-Spawn. World Edit does at least get Tabston, puts it to a one-man advantage, but
Blade
they have no idea. Okay, Blade is aware. He just caught on to the fact that he possibly could be there, and he's going to fall out. They finally got bomb down. They finally have bomb secured.
Is this going to be the first round for FlipSid? And it is.
And that's all World Edit coming around. He jumped out of the window, or didn't jump out the window, excuse me, rotated out of the window through jungle early, played it from a different angle. And they tried to sell that fake. They actually split themselves up too much. They got that B site, but they didn't really wait for the rotations to come out. They were already committed to A, and therefore they went in with 3 and got shut down.
Well, the B was meant to be the distraction. That's all it was.
And the point, exactly, but they didn't wait for it long enough to get the players out of A. They just said, oh, you killed the guy. We're going to rush in while your defenders are still home at A, unfortunately.
Now they're moving down very heavily down mid. This is something which Mousesports hasn't done just yet. And Gob was able to get the first pick off, catching up World Edit inside the connector. They know he's been exploiting it last time. So they stop him this time as, well, throw in the molly. So connector again.
And watch this window boost, too, because they've got smoke out on it. I'm not sure if they did fully commit to it. It looks like Tabson was there to do it. He's up in position. Now he's dropped back down.
He's just on the edge. They couldn't get all the way in, but they still have the numbers advantage. It's 5-3 at the moment. And they're waiting so close. There's another one back for CTs in that window. And who's going to get the pick? Gob moves up. It's Markelov just sitting there, waiting for someone to come through the smoke. It's almost like they're trying to fake the boost as opposed to going in. As now, well, Simple rotates over at just the right time. Gets the first pick. Gob, shut down in connector. Looking for the second. Able to claim it as well, but coming through the Palace side. Was able to get the counter pick up, and that was Legia. But Bondik is able to shut him down. So we're on a 2-1 situation. Famous versus 2 AKs, and he doesn't have the bomb. He's on the wrong side of the map.
But very low HP on the T side.
Yep.
So it's 1 hit to each if he's up close enough or collects high enough on the body.
He's going to be there in time to actually catch him as they move through the apartment.
Yeah, and he's going to hold this window. Oh, he's going away. He doubts it. He thinks he's gotten there before them. So Bondik's actually rotated
out. It's the timer.
But they have enough time. They've got there. He assumed that they weren't there yet, they wouldn't be there at all. Now he hears that plant come in, and unfortunately, a gamble that doesn't pay off. He's got to take this, and unfortunately, even more so. Okay, he does have the first. That's good news for him. But he actually was in great position to hold them off as they crossed with low HP. Now he actually has to play this and go for a retake.
He has to kill the guy. Like, there's no choice here.
He knows where he is. Process of elimination. And he knows he's there. He has to be. That Molotov's going to force him out. He'll get the kill. Does he have time? He's got the kit.
I think
he
does
have time. So this will be another round. They'll at least get one more. If they can make it 12-3, I won't rule out the possibility of a comeback with the T-sided team, but I'll call it highly unlikely with the way Mousesports is playing right now.
Yeah. At least they'll have money for the last round, so they can end the round in style. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. Except they started really bad, and the mid-game was really bad. But either way, it's 12-2. 12-2, flip side. Are they actually... Okay, so standard rollout, apart from the fact they're taking a very long time to get over towards the A's, they just stopped for a moment to buy absolutely nothing. It seems Blade is a sacrificial lamb here. He owns nothing, but there's 2 AWPs and a couple of rifles. But a lot of flashes, a lot of nades. They're breaching in, but the bomb's going over to B. This is all a distraction trying to get the rotation to come. As Chris J with the AWP is still banging over at the B side, but he's unable to find the pickoff. But now it's actually going to be world edit as well as Bondic, shutting down this dummy A push.
And crucially, they got
Look how far he is. Into the smoke, too close on the AWP. And here they come. Into B side, Mousesports. Very quick pick again by Chris J, using the Tech-9 to start with, the AWP to follow up. Well done. He's got a lot of pressure on himself right now. As Bondic goes for the flank. I think he got hurt, especially as he does this. Flash 1, flash 2, look around the corner. Bondic is at least going to open up the apartments as well as still battling from the kitchen area. As they go for the retake. Now fire on top of the site. They know there's one there. But Gob and Chris J, they wrap it up. It's going to be 2-13.
Yeah,
Mousesports.
I mean, pissed around and this is over for Mousesports. And I mean, Nico was a good pick that time. They took him down early. He had 25 kills in that half. Can we just talk about that? 25 kills.
We can talk about that.
Next best, Simple at 13. And I mean, full credit to him where credit is due. He's playing his heart out. Bondic's had some good rounds, but Nico...
But it's only the last couple of rounds. Bondic's only got a couple of pickoffs when they did these dummy pushes.
The other thing is Chris J is at his best on the T side when he's able to also buy a Tech-9 to complement his AWP. Him with a Tech-9 up close, is as lethal... I know I'm not using my words. Sorry, Mom. He's very lethal. He actually prefers up close to duel with the Tech-9 than the than the AK-47.
I'm not surprised because Tech-9 is basically an SMG.
It's incredible. I mean, you got 32 bullets. You just run and shoot. I mean, I've said it before. If you don't hit anyone, uninstall. That gun should get you at least a good amount of damage.
I can hit
close.
people. I'm not uninstalling.
So no, I mean, Chris J in the last couple rounds showed off in that last round, for example, when they came through apartments. Easy Tech-9 kill, turned back, took the shot into Simple, a catwalk, sights open. You got to keep economy in control when you're playing against a guy who's a double gun player, similar to JW when he used the CZ to such great effect. If he couldn't afford that, that was a lot of his arsenal gone. So 2 maps done, 1-1 split. We're going to nuke.
I think tonight's just the night of unexpected happenings. We get Cobblestone first map. We had
Great game on Cobblestone, too.
Yeah, we had an enjoyable game on Cobblestone. Surprise number 1. And surprise number 2, a 13-2 to Mousesports.
Yeah,
on T side on Cash.
That's nuts. So I already called it 1-1 because I don't think it's coming back. But
dude, if FlipSid bring this thing back, I might visually lose my shit.
Yeah, no, I mean, we got to look to nuke at this point. And FlipSid...
I just turned the camera off and I did number 6. Damn it!
Nice try. Nice light, no cigar.
Don't put a lighter near it.
You look at Mousesports, or pardon me, at FlipSid CT, I said at the start, they, by their own admission, haven't been playing well on it. We're going to nuke. The most CT-sided map. You just came off of Mirage and picked up 2 rounds CT. Nuke's not looking favorable for you at this point. I have to say, this could very much be the turning point. And this kills your spirits, too. How's your mentality? How's your motivation?
We thought FlipSid was going to have that happen to them.
That's right.
I mean, Mousesports going to have that happen to them, but they've completely turned it.
And pistol round's underway, just to say, and watch that underpass push, because now they've got full mid-control on the FlipSid team.
Nico doesn't even need to see things. He's just spamming through that smoke, trying to keep him back. On the flip side, with already a large amount of damage to one CT player, oh, there it is. Simple gets through. It's a 5 on, well, I want to say 3 because really, oh, Nico. He just saw him in the corner and took his scalp off. And the bomb plant's already going down. Defending through jungle, World Edit's right on top of it. And they look like they are in a good position to win this CT round with win this first pistol round for the T's. As breaching, Chris J, he's able to get out, taking out the Flash Blade. But he's in a world of hurt. Able to take out a second one as well, but where is the ending? Is running around with the knife. I think he's looking for the extra gold. But he's not going to get it. They're in close. There's no more time to really get the defuse. So it's just pickoffs. Markelov, he is over in the connector, but he's still practically out of time. Markelov's forcing him to run over, and he'll finally finish the job. They do take the pistol round, but not as clean as I thought it was going to be at the start.
Not at all, but they get it. At this point, it doesn't matter how clean or how tidy it is. They need the rounds. That'll give them a bit of a chance here to build on the economy. Blade's going to go straight for the UMP. A lot more people doing that more recently, actually. And look at Markelov.
He's just like freaking Uzi Man. Like if he carries 2 of these, jumps through the air, then he's a boss. Unfortunately, you can't carry dual weapons. That would be broken.
I'm going to go ahead and say you can with the dually pistols.
The elites.
Oh.
Yeah, you've got that, but it's not the SMGs. Either way, look at FlipSid. This moves up. Blade is just ripping apart the mid with the help as well. And it's all over for this round at least.
Perfect anti-eco. Not a gun drop, not a life lost.
25 seconds. Quick, efficient, lethal.
Yeah, and no chance at all for the counter-terrorists to build up an economy off that. So one more save. This will get them potentially 13-5.
Potentially.
Bearing any
I don't want to take any rounds for granted at this point.
I mean, look, if they can build, you're at 13-5. If they can start to build, let's say they win the first gun round, CT's back to save. Now you're up to 8 rounds, 7 rounds or 8 rounds. And, oh, that nade. Nice throw. World edit. Double nade setup. Simple throughout the first one and taps and drops.
Look how far up Mousesports from the D. They want to try and actually contest them up through the mid. Wild's pushing up, and then all of a sudden, Deagle to the face ends that spirit. And the last one's left in that short, and that's over very quickly too.
They have to upgrade now. They have to realize it. Because, yeah, there it is. Nico's grabbed an AWP, I assume.
Yeah, there's no choice.
He's going to hold on to it, too, the way he's playing. And Chris J can actually afford one for himself. He's going to go auto sniper. So there you go. We're going to see a double scope setup, but one's going to be auto.
This is so... If Mousesports lose this round, and what if they also get the auto sniper over, then Mousesports are in a world of hurt for the next couple of rounds. And already Chris J, well, they got the opening frag. Auto sniper gets the kill on Blade. So currently the T's going to struggle to breach in. The fire there, at least Markelov still managed to get himself all the way down to the site as they're spamming just below Palace. The Palace platform. Markelov again looking towards the connector. Flashes, smokes. They come in. They'll get the plant down. A heavy cover fire coming out as FlipSid get the plant down now.
And that was perfect smoke execution from FlipSid. Completely had stairs and jungle blocked off. CT as well. And this is... very similar to how they beat Liquid in the ESL qualifiers. A passive defense that got caught out behind those smokes. Legia now going to take down Markelov. Nico back into it, so the retake's coming in.
Man.
And Gompy's on it. He's diffusing. They're going to get this as they came in and executed. And that was the next point I was going to make, is that despite that the smoke execution was perfect, and that's how they beat Liquid, they didn't go in very quickly that time. They didn't secure post-plant positions. The bomb came down as the smokes were disappearing, and they got annihilated for it.
Like, Markelov was trapped on the wrong side. He got killed off by the guy at mid-connector. And we came in, he took out one. It's like, all right, I'm pretty sure another guy's up the front lines. And then that got taken out too. We still got ourselves another buy round, but there's less room for error. Nice shot from Simple. Taking out Chris J. This opens up the side a lot more, while World Edit feels a little bit more safe for pushing through. It's a lot of spam coming out from Markelov. He takes a nade to the legs. That legs isn't enough to get the kill. And Bondic, he's backing out of here. They got the pick. They've at least got the CT split a little bit. So it's 2-2 right now. 1 in connector, 2 on B, 1 over on A. And the bomb is actually quite a far way back on B. They're still waiting for another peek from Mousesports, so I don't think they're going to oblige them.
Yeah, they want to try and get this shot. As Gob is pushed up on top of the balcony, but he's not coming around the corner, so they've got to push a little deeper if they want it. Legia's inside the market. He'll be there to instantly support. And if they cross over the windows before they spot up Gob,
he's holding
it'll be a crossfire, and he's waiting.
Wait until you see him and then toss everything you've got. Here comes the fire, and it's going to put them all onto fire. At the same time, he managed to pick off one from this push, but Blaze still managed to get himself out on the platform. Will pick up the bomb. And then the ult from World Edit. They're able to breach through again. And Mousesports Nico just going to save the ult. There's nothing more he can achieve here. The defense plan was right until the fire just came a little bit too late. And they couldn't get the early pickoffs. He's going to get one over on...
Nico lagged.
Is that what that was?
Down to 18. No, he did get lagged. My apologies. And now he's still trying, but he's very low on HP. There it is. World Edit's going to get him. That's insult to injury. There won't be any rifles to work with for Mouse. 6 rounds up. They win this. They go back to rifles. We're at 7. That's splitting the difference. But, I mean, it's 2 rounds at this point. 2 rounds is not out of the question at all for Mousesports, especially on CT. They have to be less passive, though, and they should know that, being that FlipSide beat Liquid in exactly that manner. In fact, on a comeback against Liquid, by figuring out that it was a passive defensive play, smoking and taking the A site easily, and they need to be fully aware of that being a possibility. As Simple now has 2 in the round, and Markelov now finds an AK to join him on the scoreboard. That gives them a full 3-man advantage, and now it's a 4 as Gabi will drop down, and that's Blade to clean up the round. All 5 down, not a single death. Great anti-eco.
This is now what, our second time or third time on pistol round when there has not been any contest from Mousesports at all, like getting one pick off here or there. There's nothing. It's just FlipSide moving in and mopping up everything they see. Of course, Simple has just found his groove. He's really found his groove. Look at Chris J as well. He's so far up trying to defend for Mousesports, but maybe this is your aggressive move you're asking for. Just to get him all the way up, not just sitting so far back.
And a lot of teams have been deterred from doing that because it became a predictable spot. You can also play someone in Sandwich and cover off from Palace, but a lot of teams have been discouraged from playing deep in A, and it seems like FlipSide have caught on to that. And that's been their key to success on the map. It's a matter of knowing your opponent at that point. If you know that that's how they're going to play you, just throw that curveball at them, and we'll see if this pays off. Right now, though, they aren't setting up directly for an A-take. Markelov's down in the underpass, and Blade and World Edit are trying to come up in mid. Blade's your strat caller. It's all his genius. These players love working with him. He's well-renowned for his leadership. He's going to have to be absolutely strong in this game because they've got a mountain to climb.
They do. And that mountain is running out of time right now. They're still looking for the pickoff from Simple, and they got one. So they finally managed to push through. Chris J missing the shot. That might be big. He did get the follow-up tag, and now he'll finally drop him down. And then Brink down. Maybe he can. Yes, he can. He holds the line, but there's more players in there. Markelov is able to get himself onto that A side, but that's a very quick rotation coming, and they want to take this bomb back to B, I think. Or do they? No, they're coming in. They will plant the A side. But Mousesports is ready for this. 1 jungle, 2 CT stairs. And where's the opening? Nico, first shot. There goes Markelov down. They're looking for the opening, and they've got it. 15-7 right now. FlipSide, all they can do is hope to force overtime. And this is that first, well, actually, that was the second shot from Chris J, and then the finishing round on the pistol.
Fortunately, though, they can still get out guns, and Simple's going to go right back to the AWP. World Edit's going to pick up. So a double op setup on T side actually means that you've got to execute quite quickly, because the more time expires, the less chance you have to rush into a site. The up close isn't just quite as effective. They want to chain. Fake it over at A. Bondik's there. He's already found one. That's Tabson. Can he find Chris J as well as he comes around? No, Chris has got him. That's your only lurk player. So they've fallen off the direct B take, but Simple's actually found Gabi. That's going to open it up.
B's
if they
completely
can get
open.
Down Catwalk, which they're going to do, they should get a free bomb plan out of this. Nico's going to be the first to arrive as he heads through the vents and into market, but he's going to have a tough task, and he's not sold yet.
They're already looking at the register. Well, are they going to back up from that? Where's your plan? In fact, they're moving all the way into kitchen. I don't think Mousesports... It's like Mousesports are just saving. They're like, okay, you can have this round. We've still got a lot of them left to go. So we'll hold on to our weapons to make sure we've got money for the next round, and we'll try and play then. Yeah, they have no desire to fight this whatsoever. But then again, like, does FlipSide even have a desire to go and hunt them? They don't want to lose their weapons either. That's why World Edit's just watching the... I
mean, there's no point. You're on match point. You're going to give away rifles for what? To give up another round? They need 1 round right here. Save the guns. Go for it.
Yep.
This is a very obvious play. So, yeah, we might see 7 players still alive. It's the right call. There won't even be exit kills. That bomb's going to go off, so...
Not even looking for him. So everyone...
More importantly, too, one of those is an AWP, which will help control that mid-presence, and Nico's immediately going to buy out for a teammate. Tabson's going to have... I mean, they've got full rifles out of this, so effectively they've dodged the bullet of an eco round. They can still play for the win sooner rather than later. Of course, they lose this, then they will have to save, but still all to play for them, and that bomb's setting up for B again, so I'm surprised. FlipSide's had most of their success in the matches I've seen today. They're actually trying to play it from mid right now.
So they're trying to find the pickoffs first and then decide, but they want to be able to get that bomb into B nice and quick. Already Bondik opens up Palace, so A. They're losing players here. Nico was taking some tags, but he's still able to get out and get the shot on Blade and the shot into World Edit too. All from Connected. There is one coming up. through the underpass. And he's looking over. Markelov going to first throw out the smoke, and then a guess shot. That was almost right as well. Markelov still moving up through connector as Nico, he's having to defend from 2 different sides now. One at Palace and one in connector. He is a sandwich meat. And there it is. Markelov finally brings down Nico. And Bondic wants to jump out. They want the site. A little bit further down. He's checking the corner. The nade hits perfectly. And FlipSid's a really good breach. They've got the A side. They put the jungle on fire. But what other joy are you really going to get from this? The plant goes down. They just move back and defend. I don't know if Gob can really... He doesn't want to really save just the rifle on this round, or should he?
Well, at this point, what he wants is exit kills, because by losing 2 like that, they're giving
nothing.
Yeah, they're giving more economy now to the T's, and the only way to win it, make a comeback happen, is to win it with momentum. Nice shot by Bondic there to start things off. The only way to do it is with momentum and with economy, so he wants to damage it as much as possible. They're going to be forced to save regardless. Him giving up the gun doesn't really change much, but him dropping a gun on the T side makes a massive difference.
Yeah. Man, this is all up to FlipSid. Like, for me, it's player skill of what this is going to like win the game on, because all the money in the world is there for FlipSid. They shouldn't go broken again. And FlipSid, they find the early frags. It's a simple round now with only 3 pistols left. Chris J's looking for a nice little pickoff up on top of Palace. But as that happens, Gob dies in the short. Bondic, he just walked past him. It ships in the night right now in Palace. He walks back, Farley will see him. But his pistol on AK, and the AK will win. One last player left, and Tabson, he's a jungle, and, well, not little hope. His blood will actually water the plants.
They'll grow to be big and strong with fearsome Viking blood. Blade will get Tabson. So 15-10, still on match point, but we've hit double digits at least for FlipSid. Now they'll go right back onto the test, though. They are going to stick with this double op as well. So not only have they been running it on the CT side, they are going T side is with it.
It's been so many picks in mid because they're watching both window as well as connector.
These two teams
there's no
actually,
space for the defense.
Yeah, these two teams in that regard are actually quite a good match for each other in that they both contest the same part of the map. So we're not seeing awkward rotations or quick takes. We're seeing direct battles, and it's coming down to a little bit of skill. Although I have to say, Nico might have a 30 bomb. He's only got 6 this half, so he's gone a little bit more quiet. It's Chris who stepped it up for them, and Simple, who the young talent continues to be a presence for FlipSid as they execute again. Watch out, Simple's underneath. He's going to try and come up. Chris J's on that catwalk. He's going to have to hold mid directly because Nico is holding the connector, but they've rotated over to B with Legia.
Like, Chris J's the only one that could really throw a spanner in the works right now for the FlipSid. Maybe with Legia. Yeah, you're right. The 2 of them there. Blaze coming close. They're both flashed in mid. In fact, well, that also got caught by that flash too. Nico brought down. There's your first pick-off. And they're backing up. They're backing up. There's still 3 defenders from Mousesports over on the B side, but the bomb is running back through T-spawn. They're going to come and bring it out through Palace. They've already got one there. In fact, it actually looks like Tabson. Well, Bondic's not moving out for this at all. He's just sitting inside the Palace at the moment. But it's a very long move back. Well, then it will watch the mid area. Look at Tabson underneath the wooden pergola, hoping to defend. But they're all breaching out. The fire will force him out. And does he get the first frag? He does. Bondic will drop. Support's going to rotate. They know he's over on the site. But they need the pick off first. And they're all running in very close together. Finding the pick off. 1 CT stairs. 2 coming in through the mid connector. They got to be careful of this flank FlipSid. And it's coming in from Gob. And look at, he just walks up point blank, unscope. No need for the aiming. And it's 15-10 on the board. FlipSid hold the advantage for now. It's 15-11, sorry, obviously, as they win that round. And where is your money going to come up from Mousesports? They eco again so they can do a full buy?
I mean, if this comeback is successful after 2 rounds on the CT side, I'm going to walk out. I'm done. I'm never predicting a map again. This is ridiculous.
Don't do that. I need you.
The execution was good again. Their smoke at jungle is pixel perfect, and that's what's doing it for them.
Look at the CT push. They've actually come up through underpass right behind Markelov, but then World Edit's waiting for it. Does he look for the second? There's still 1 down at underpass, and World Edit and Markelov feel like they could walk up. They've had to rotate Mousesports, an extra one up through kitchen to get them in front, but no, there goes your second underpass. And they know that only has, like, there's got to be 1 person there. They flame up over on the truck, and he's right below the windows. Another flame further towards kitchen. They see him in the corner. It is a real good push in right now. The only person they're going to pick up is Tabson, and they're looking back towards the mid, and there it is. Quick mop up. And FlipSid getting closer to actually bringing this to overtime.
Well,
But there is a buy now.
How dare
there
I
is a buy.
assume.
There's a full buy from Mousesports. If they lose this round, it almost feels like they're going to overtime. Like they'll have maybe one last chance after that. And look at them come.
This mid presence again. They're relying on Chris to hold A. Luckily, the bomb's over toward the B side. If they can get up to this mid corner, they could catch out Blade if he doesn't get inside the apartments quickly.
They're just so far up. But they're so far up without finding any kind of picks because no one's at the top of mid.
Well, this is a gamble at this point because they haven't found any information at B. They're trying to divide the map and funnel the offense, but there's still no guarantee they're not over at A. They're playing for an A retake at this point.
Watch World edit. If he can get the first frag, in fact, here comes the flashes. They manage to keep their eyes towards the wall. And there's your first pickup. World edit, revealing they're so far up in the mid. And then one probably wants to rotate through underpass. That's why Nico was moving over for it. But they're moving actually 4 over to A. They're actually, okay, so they got the advantage. They're going to move into defensive, like, standard positions now.
If they hadn't got that pick, they were in a world of hurt. But that actually might help them. Simple, though, not going to help them at all as he gets Legia, and there's Blade. So FlipSid continuing on. Another shot gobs down inside the site. This is unbelievable Counter-Strike. A good map on Cobble. Who would have thought that? And an unbelievable comeback in the making right now from FlipSid. I said they did it to Liquid. It was done differently. Now. It was all on A when they did it to Liquid, but you're right, dead save coming out, and it's B this time they'll take. This will be 13 rounds, 2 the difference, and I take my hats off to Blade. He's been absolutely perfect with his calls so far.
The world of CS balance has just been turned on its head right now. The fact that he's doing so well. Simple. I think for me, like, okay, Nico, amazing in the first half. Did great work for Mousesports, but Simple in this second half, he has been a superstar, absolute superstar. Look at his kill count now. He's up to 31. He's neck and neck with Nico and Bondic. They'll actually get 1 and they get 2. They don't even get to save one of the weapons. This is a disaster for Mousesports. They got nothing to play with.
And we're gonna see this go to 14 at least. This could very quickly go to overtime. Man, oh man.
It's that double shot. First one on the Achilles heel, and the second one to the jugular.
We're going to see a T-sided nuke if this continues.
That's if we get to nuke.
If we get to nuke, that's dead right. FlipSid up 1 after that.
Actually missing the shot for the first time in a while. And she's taking a tag on the way out. He's down to 11 life points.
And Nico went for that jump scout because he had the economy to do it.
It was the only thing they could do. And he almost got, if he got the pick off, it would have been brilliant.
I mean, the scout with pistols in this game with pistol mechanics is actually great. All you got to do is deal damage. Someone else will clean up the rest. Sure, it's great to get that wonderful headshot, but I mean, that's a win situation right there where he's down to 11 HP, especially with your AWP player, but he gets lagged up in response. Whoa. Chris J will catch World Edit. Now he's got an op to work with, so
back him up.
Mousesports have something going for them at the A site. They're going to smoke off that that main entrance at A, and you're right, they're falling back. They'll head back toward B. Markelov's still in the underpass, so he'll be the first to rotate up inside the apartments, but Gobby's there on the corner.
The second you lose that ability to get the pick off inside of A, you have to move it back to B. And Markelov is going to actually make their odds a hell of a lot better. Bringing down Gob, they do still have that quick rotation coming over from Liga. But can he defend it? Markelov, again, jumping out very aggressively. He's over on the side, and in comes the Flame. Going to take care of the other side, and then with the plant, Markelov does bring him down. The shot from Chris J. They should not have given him that AWP, but there was no choice. Second one to be taken by Chris J too. The plant is down, and FlipSid, they must hold this if they're going to keep themselves here in the second map. Chris J looking at the truck. There's the first hit from Bondic. Still another 2 to go. Only 17 life points on 1. Number 1, number 2, Bondic's going to take it. They're 1 round away from forcing overtime up against what looked to be an unbeatable lead for Mousesports.
I called this over at halftime, and I am never making that mistake again. FlipSid making me eat my words. What a comeback. There's that double op. It's been working beautifully for them.
They just couldn't preach anymore.
Yeah, when I spoke with the manager, he said we're working a double op. I assumed he meant CT to help them improve those rounds. Man, oh man, they are owning it right now.
All right.
On the T side. By the way, it's Markelov who's on the bottom, but his frag distribution's good. He's at 15. In fact, Blade's at less on 13 strat calling, but everyone else is contributing.
FlipSid, they breach in. Chris J takes out 1, but Blade already out to the site. They do have the CT connector players now moving in very, very close. And the T's, they're on the site. Already 1 through the smoke. They're going to pick over on Blade. Keeps banging it through. The bomb plant does go down. But again, it's like a previous round. They haven't got enough entry frags. Can they hold the line? The T's are here. They're throwing flashes. Bondic, he's right in front of 2 CT players. He gets one on the stairs. Doesn't pick up the second, however. There's still a 2-on-2. The shot from Simple. Can't get the connection. Still trying to get over the hill. Markelov, they get it! We're going to overtime. FlipSid, they move in. They achieve what they couldn't do in the previous round. They couldn't get the pickoffs, but they hold so close on the site. They take it. We go 15-15.
Never have I ever seen two 13-2 T-side halves on Mirage. That is absolutely stupidity.
Ooh.
Stupidity is the only word for it. I said Simple played great in the first half on CT side. Look at what he did T.
He took it to the next level.
He caught up to Nico. He's on 31. Nico ended 25 at the first half, ended 33 overall. That just goes to speak to Mousesports' failure to get anything going. It looked like once they finally got guns out, they would start to collect rounds, but the money never came their way. Chris J couldn't get anything going. He only had an op in a few rounds. FlipSid, hats off, brilliant. I thought their comeback against Liquid looked good a couple weeks ago at the qualifiers for Katowice. That was even better. That was brilliant. And it wasn't all at A. It looked like A was their trick, that they had the smoke executions perfectly timed. Sure, that the majority of their play came there. They took B when they needed to quite easily as well.
It's because they kept on playing the dummy game. It was like, we're forcing in A. Like, you do 2 great rounds when you've got so many smokes, flashes covering it up. And instantly, obviously, Mousesports are going to be going there and saying, we need to defend this. We need to make sure we commit multiple players to this. And you just leave one over on B.
Yeah, and that's one of the things with CSGO is that the lurk player, there's usually always on a gun round, a lurk player who's selling, if not 2, selling that fake. And you have to read it. You have to figure out your opponent and figure out where those smokes are landing when it is a real take and when it's going to be an absolute dummy, because you can't over-rotate. As soon as you over-rotate, you're done. You're sold. And then they just completely capitalize on that. And we saw FlipSid actually try and, or pardon me, Mousesports try and do that on the first round. One of the 2 rounds they lost was when they actually tried to pull the rotation, but they went in at the same time. Once they actually started getting those rotations, it was all too easy for them.
And I'm looking forward to now overtime, as we should be having such a short break, but counting up, not obviously break time. Oh man, my hands are tingling after all of that.
That was nuts.
Got jitters. Got jazz hands.
It's much better than Dota. It's far more exciting than Dota.
I'm not going to start a war.
Chat, don't let him off easy.
Don't start a war.
Don't let him off easy. Much more exciting.
Dota and CS live in harmony. Every Dota player plays CS.
I know. I play Dota. I'm not going to lie.
Everyone
I'm taking advantage of the situation, all right? I can't be blamed.
Try and make me look like a douche. That's what's happening.
That's my job.
Right,
that's why they brought me.
You know, I do that job quite well enough without having to have any kind of help. It's perfect.
All right, fair enough.
Good, man. It's positive.
So overtime, we do MR3, $10,000 to start with. You can be forced to save if you invest too heavily into ops and grenades and lose the first 2.
Considering the way they've been running so far with double orbs all the time.
The big thing is, I mean, throw the advantage. There's really no advantage. Normally in T, for that reason, on any overtime map, you say that one elusive round is your T-sided round where you just don't have the economy. You don't get the advantage of a pistol round. You don't get the advantage of rushing in and building up an early start. You're staying on the same sides you were just on. Mouse is going to stay defense. FlipSide's going to stay offense. I want to say FlipSid has the advantage there.
They don't. Like, it's been proven time and time again in this map that no one has the advantage. In fact, it's... Oh, you mean FlipSid for the T? Yes!
Yeah, because they're starting T.
I was already trying to counterpoint you for saying Mouse supposed to have the advantage.
No, they've got the momentum on a T side right now. I mean, Mouse has to come back in and play exactly how they... Nico, he's gone cold in the second half. Sure, the whole team did. He's got to come back to the way he was and match Simple. Otherwise, FlipSid's going to complete this absolutely monstrous comeback. I'm not going to say that's going to happen.
For me,
nothing has been predictable this evening.
It could be amazing. It could be absolutely terrible.
Nothing has been predictable.
It could be a 3-0 to Mousesports, and we're just like, anticlimax.
We've been treated to great Counter-Strike regardless. I'm not going to complain if this goes. I mean, I'm speechless. Nico's performance in the first half is one of the best performances I've seen. Simple in the second half matched it. 13. I'm baffled. I mean, how do I analyze that? How do I say that defaults are this and they play this way when that just completely got rewritten? The thing that has to change.
Imagine how I feel when I'm looking at this, and like I've been doing all like I sat down with Fifth and he's like, okay, this is the standard for this map. This should be on this map.
Exactly.
Like, it should be T's this much, CT's this much, and it's like everything which he told me counts for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, and the other part of that is if other teams are watching this. Look at the executions. If you're playing a passive defense, which because of the cat B player, that 2-1-2 split, has become more common. It's not working. People are capitalizing on it and forcing you to come out from behind those smokes, and the entrances are brilliant. So there's got to be some more changes on Mirage for the current meta. Look how FlipSid instantly changes over. They've always been running at least one person over on the B side. Like, it's been Markelov spamming up, doing some kind of noise. This time, they commit 4 to come up through that ramp, 1 to go up through the top. Blade's actually making some noise over here, throwing out the flashbangs too. But here comes your smokes. There is 3 smokes covering perfectly the stairs as Blade, he does come up. There's also fire back towards the CTS, looking for that opening. Look how far up on the stairs. He's just sitting there. Still no entry frags to come the way of FlipSid. They breach through. There's your first one. Nico to go down. The new Molly's about to be thrown over towards the jungle, so they have to rotate back through the CTS and through mid connector. And Tabson's there. Bondix dropped, so they've at least evened it back up 4-on-4, but it's all at A. There's nobody anywhere else as that bomb continues to tick, so your rotations have already got there. Ninja. That flash is going to come out. Yeah, that smoke's good, actually, the Gia, but he gets caught off. Markelov's inside sandwich. Gobby's going to respond. Got 2 on of his own, and this could happen. They do have it on. He's going to have time. It's going to have to be brilliant right now, and no, it's going to go the way of Mousesports. They're going to get it as they hold out that last player, World Edit, not able to get back in the site. So after all the T-sided rounds we've seen, we started off finally back to somewhat normal as Mousesports pick up a CT round. Only the 5th out of the entire match that we've seen. So heavily committed into A. FlipSid when they did that. Now Bondic's going to do the same kind of thing. So they do the floater, and look at them actually go. They're moving so quickly over towards the B side, Mousesports. Does Markelov slow it up? Because normally they stop right here. And that's actually what they do. So they have Simple do the first scout. There's a lot of flashes still coming out. Actually, look at Chris J. He's already backing up. And look at them, actually, mass rotations. Bondic is coming up through the mid. Blade's moving over. There's only Tabson who's left over on the A side. They need to get some information here, FlipSid, before they try and breach. They do have the bomb still on Simple. He's trying to come up through the apartment. The league is so close. Markelov, first one to fall. They still have the bomb up high. But Bondic pushed through the shot, sees the one at the back, takes a second, looks to Kitchen, needs to get the pick off as in comes Simple. He'll get the plant down. They can hear it going as Nico, he wants to push out. The smoke to cover, but the fire also coming back. Look for the shot. It was Simple. He did get the tag, and actually the fire ends up killing off Nico and Mousesports. They're stuck in the kitchen having a coffee. They can't get back out again. Finally, they bring down Bondic, but they're playing up against time and space. And Simple picks up 1, and well, that hit through the smoke. Boom. There goes Tabson. 1-1 here in our first half of the overtime. Yeah, and that evens up everything money-wise, as well as we did see some heavy investments come out from Mouse in the first round, and FlipSid as well. They would have been forced back. They get away with it. Oh, look at them. 16-16. It was a B take that time, so A didn't work for them. The question is, how does Blade read this? And you're right, it's double off both sides. We've got Nico, Chris J, and we've got Simple and World Edit, and they've been both effective, or all 4 rather, in various situations. Nico's great success came with the rifle on the T side that he had it, though. He's forced out a window from that smoke, which you can body block, and that's something JW does for Fnatic. That can also be countered, though. Markelov's been given the mid for free. Chris J is so far up. They hold one defender still on the B side. Well, they're still waiting for the beak to come in through the mid. The good news is for Chris J being pushed up this far, though, that's information granted. If he went even a little bit further, which I don't think he's going to do, and Bondic's heading back that position. They're not rotating anybody over for it. Well, this could funnel. They could start to funnel the defense. It does leave a hole in that underpass, though. Here's the move. They're actually bringing their second B guy back over towards the A side. But they're heading cat with the bomb, so Blade and World Edit have sold this fake brilliantly as Bondic's now going to come through. They do at least get the first. That's Nico. Nice. Oh, and he's caught them off. They didn't smoke off the connector, so the bomb's down on a huge play from Nico. One lackluster gap in the play, and it all comes apart. Now Tabson's going to get Simple. They had the B site. They only had 1 in it, and Bondic was inside the apartments, but that catch from Nico, great awareness. Oh, he takes 1, he takes 2, looking for the extra one. He tried to change the gun, looking for the third one. Has to switch over towards the Tech 9, and he'll take out the third. It's on a 1-1 situation. Bondic might be able to actually pick up the ace as well as the clutch if he can achieve this. We go through player cam, look up, and he doesn't look up. Look to the heavens for some kind of enlightenment. He actually peaked that about a split second before, so missed time. But man, that would have been incredible. Nonetheless, Mouse now gets 17, and we head into the last round of the first overtime. And we'll see if CTs can actually win a half for once. Well, I say for twice now, because it actually was a CT win with the 2-1. So FlipSid, hang on, is this right? No, the overtime's actually on 4-10. Yeah, I'm just looking at that as well. I'm wondering if I wasn't updated nonetheless. Tabson's, oh wow, quick work that time.
I think the players are just like, I don't think this is 100% right, boys.
Yeah, something is mathematically...
Yeah, because this is MR3, right? Someone in my ear tell me if this is meant to be MR3.
I'm extremely confused as well.
I'm not hearing in my ear if this is MR3 or not, or meant to be. Because if not, that was a disastrous round. It's MR5.
Okay, so it's MR5. Okay. So we're playing a whole different... Wow, I didn't realize that at all in our rule set. My apologies. So MR5, that's a whole different kettle of fish. That means you can actually buy a whole lot differently, because if you start losing successive rounds, there's more chance to save. It also means you're going to have more even rounds. Nico's going to come through with the op that time, but he instantly responded by Simple. So MR5, wow, I'm going to have to study the complexion of that, especially with two teams that are this T-oriented.
Because of this now too, like, FlipSid, that was a horrendous round. Like, their breach into A reminded me of someone who thought, oh, this isn't actually an MR5. Chris J, nice peek out, catches out Markelov from the connector. They just hold the defense tight. It looks like FlipSid's going to try and breach in towards the A side. They've still got one very far up in Palace. Again, Bondic. He's always been that floater on the side. He's going to get shut down by Chris J. He's been brilliant on this AWP in the last part of this map. And what are these two meant to do? Like, they've got to breach, they've got to have a crack at it. There's no point saving.
Tabson's in a good spot up close. Does take good damage into Simple. Will close him out. He's got World Edit coming around the corner still. Pops out in an easy shot. Bat. Yeah, great team flash in that time, and that'll drop the bomb. That now we can firmly say we'll conclude the first half, now that we've figured out how mathematics work.
We can look back at the wonderful play of Bondic from the round before. Able to catch out the 3. Obviously with the Tech 9 to finish the job. But couldn't get the final one. That was back when it was 16-16, so we go 16-19 with the team switch, and, well, it's now, again, that rough position for FlipSid. But it's Mousesports who are over on the T's. Are we actually looking at a standard map for Cash right now, but only in overtime, not in normal time? Mirage, sorry.
That's okay. This is starting to normalize a little bit more, but it took us a heck of a long time to get there. We've seen more CT-sided rounds in this overtime than we did in all of regulation. As Lagia's going to head out from the apartment. He's going to get smoked off at the doorway, but it's Simple who's going to find Gabi coming around the corner at mid and instantly falls back. That's how Cat's supposed to be played. Chris J taken down in the entrance from the B apartments, but look at A. They still want to execute. They want to try and come in. They're forced back, and World Edit's come up on top of what formerly was the E-box. It gets an easy kill at the stairs. And now they're just all falling apart. Tabson to drop, and Lagia's all that's left. The bomb's far and separated from him, so not going to make anything of it. That's going to give another round. FlipSid equaling the task, also finally getting a CT round. This could go all night, honestly. It really could.
Look, just the quick move. The fact that also Chris J was so far up, trying to push in towards the B site, that just made that so possible for Simple. And if FlipSid can keep this up, remember, obviously there's still a crap ton of money here. So there are still weapons available for the CTs, and also we're seeing a lot of momentum, and they're actually double AWPing FlipSid now on the D. Because they've got the extra cash. Chris J's only got one of them. But he has been a beast on that thing. Heavy smokes, heavy flashes coming into A. It is a 4 committal into this one, but again the flashes, taking them out as they go up the stairs. But the breach is similarly good until in comes Blade, looks for one, finds the second as well, and he sees the bomb. There's one player coming in through underpass, and the last one's up in Palace. Both horrendous positions to try and retake the A.
And I think FlipSid have figured out exactly how to defend A against this. Those smokes were perfect. That came out right there as Gabi drops. It's all Tabson that's left, and he's surely going to find his own demise here in a second.
It's like three flashes flying at the ramp.
But not only the flashes, look at the counter smokes. They had perfect timing. As soon as they were smoked out, they dropped a smoke in reverse immediately at the top of the A stairs and inside Palace, and they were coming through equally as blind, so it was a battle. It was a gamble. Truthfully, if they came through without that secondary flash, it would have still gone their direction, but FlipSid come away with it. Excellent counter positioning and counter play. And they'll get the round. We're back to within one. It's 19-18.
That it is. Maybe we do need the 10 rounds to decide this game. Oh, keeping it close, but Mousesports, look how heavily they purchased before. Now Chris J, all he's got is a Tech 9. Because they don't have the AWP. So they're up against double AWPs with 4 AKs and a Tech 9. Their only option, I think, with this lineup, because they can't go for the picks, it's not going to work up against the double AWPs, so they have to just try and breach into the A site with good flashes, good smokes, and just shatter the defense of FlipSid. That's their only option.
Chris Jays does have his Tech 9 out to work with this time as well. And they're setting up. This is going to be a full
But that's all, isn't it? He doesn't have an AWP as well, does he? I'm actually reading this right. Did he actually buy a weapon?
He's got 6,700 in his purse, so I can't imagine he didn't invest into one. The overlay when you switch to pistol and have that as your last gun oftentimes doesn't show it. If he didn't pick one up, I'd be very, very surprised because he can easily afford it. But look at the damage rate there. Nico standing in the flames.
They can't
and then one shot from Bondic, that's all it takes, but now they're going to come in anyway. They've already pushed up. Legia's going to drop his blade, gets him. Bondic finding 2 of his own, and that'll end it as Tabson does drop down, so 19-19 second last round. This could still end up even, but it's all going to come down to basically FlipSid if they can't find more CT sides.
Look at the money of Mousesports right now. Like if they actually lose this round,
it's dwindling massively. Yeah, you're right. They'd have to save one more, so FlipSid could actually be in a fantastic
There's
position.
no more rounds to save. This is our second last round of overtime. They'll be crippled coming in as a T side up against the CTs. They need this round. They need this round so bad. And look at the heavy commitment as well coming out from FlipSid. With the 2 in connected now, one of them's going to move back through the jungle towards the window. And Chris J, he needs the ult pick. He's looking for one here or there. But they're not finding anything. Look at the aggressive move from FlipSid. They got 2 going through apartments. There's actually 2 up in the apartments trying to go for the flank push as Golf spamming up through connect, but no one was in close on the stairs itself. And Blade's moving over because this. They throw down the defensive smoke, allowing Blade to come up. He's got a small gap to the right of that smoke, which will let him see up mid towards that side. He's able to pick off Chris J just through that small little crevice.
Woo. Sometimes that's all it takes. That's why smoke positioning is so important. But look at this flag. Markaloff all the way around from A, completely unsighted. An easy double, make it a triple. And he's only got to find Legia. That's all that's left right now. So Mousesports falling apart. You said they'd have to save. FlipSid all the way back from a 13-2, pardon me, a 2-13 deficit.